Good, Hugh.
I move that the question be now put.
Chris Farfoy.
Well, thank you very much, Mr Chair, for giving me the opportunity to talk to the commencement clause of this bill. And Mr Chair, I feel like a bit of an auctioneer because first we had 10 years and then we had 15 years and now we've got 1,000 years sold to Mr Davis because this bill should not come into effect at all. Because it's going to take us somewhere considerably longer than a year to figure out why this bill is actually here at all. And to figure out what the motivation is, what positive effect it will have on any workers out there who are slogging their guts out and having this forced upon them. It's going to take us a considerable amount of time, more than just the 1 year, which is in Clause 2, the commencement clause, Mr Chair, for us to sort out why this bill is here. And Mr Davis has talked about how on many occasions we've asked as to what the motivation here is and what the problem is and why this bill needs to be introduced. And Mr Chair, it is going to take us considerably more than a year to figure out why on democracy grounds that the National Party thinks that this bill needs to be introduced. We have no problem with secret ballots. They're widespread at the moment. They've been well used by unions to adjudicate whether or not a strike is to be called or to be effected at the moment. But there's some puzzlement on this side of the House as to why the government wants to make it compulsory for unions to have strikes, secret ballots for strikes to be called at the moment. And on a number of levels, it's impractical. And Keith Locke, in his contribution earlier on, talked about how difficult it would be in practical terms to actually organise a secret ballot for the likes of fast food workers, people who might work at restaurants the likes of McDonald's, who opened in Porirua in 1976. Mr Chair, also in terms of the long-standing history that unions already have to make sure that these secret ballots happen, to give their members a say. And there were a number of submissions, I think, from the Employers and Manufacturers Association, and also, if I remember correctly, Business New Zealand on this bill, who wanted to impose a change or an amendment to the bill to make sure that for the strike to be successful, that it be 75%, the threshold in the secret ballot. And therein lies some of the motivation as to where the benefit would lie in this bill. So, Mr Chair, commencement is, in relation to the commencement, in that respect, we're going to need a lot more than just 1 year to sort out why this bill is needed and how this bill will actually protect, as Mr Henday said when we were debating Clause 1 of this bill, the rights of workers. Mr Chair, I think it was Mr Locke also who commented on Mr Woodhouse's contribution around the fact that he thought that we should make the secret ballots compulsory. And I agree with him that it is nanny state and that it is controlling a voluntary organisation, and we shouldn't have to do that, especially when, at this stage, as far as we're on this side of the House, the unions that use secret ballots are using it quite effectively, are using it fairly. So again, we ask the question, why? Why does this need to be introduced? And again, we're going to need a lot more than just 1 year from royal assent to figure out why this bill is here. Mr Chair, this bill in its essence is going to enforce compulsory secret ballots on unions to call a strike, and there's already been some talk about this bill actually changing the very nature of the definition of a strike, that a strike won't be able to be called unless a secret ballot is taken. And that really fundamentally changes the rights of workers in terms of their ability to take industrial action. If a ballot isn't taken but strike action is called, then they could be tied up in lots of red tape and potentially big legal bills because their action could be deemed illegal. And that's one of the serious dangers that is contained in this bill. And that's why, again, we're going to need somewhere in the likes of 1,000 years, Mr Davis, to sort out why this bill is before the House. Mr Chair, the commencement of this bill should not be as it is within the bill at the moment. 1 year is simply not enough for us to sort out this mess. We had problems with the title. Mr Henday hasn't admitted to the fact that he botched up that and included workers in the title when it doesn't included in the primary legislation. But again, Mr Chair, this bill should not the commencement of this bill should not be 1 year from assent.
Louise Upson.
I move that the question be now put.
Question is that the question be now put. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. The ayes have it. Party vote. Clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
57 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes opposed.
Green Party.
8 votes opposed.
Act New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
Toko toru e whakahea ana.
Progressive.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter.
1 opposed.
Any other votes?
Ayes are 63, noes 56. I will put the questions, and the first one is the amendment in the Honourable Tau Hennere's name set out on SOP 195. The question is the amendment be agreed to. Those of that opinion will say aye. Aye. Contrary, no. Ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
57 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes opposed.
Green Party.
8 votes opposed.
Act New Zealand.
5 votes in favour.
Māori Party.
Toko toru e whakahea ana.
Progressive.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter.
1 opposed.
Ayes are 63, noes are 56. The amendment is agreed to. The question now is that clause 2 as amended stand part. Those of that opinion will say aye. Contrary, no. Ayes have it. Party vote. The clerk will conduct a party vote.
New Zealand National.
57 votes in favour.
New Zealand Labour.
42 votes opposed.
Green Party.
9 votes opposed.
Act New Zealand.
5 in favour.
Māori Party.
Toko toru e whakahea ana.
Progressive.
1 vote opposed.
United Future.
1 vote in favour.
Mana.
1 opposed.
Honourable Chris Carter.
1 opposed.
Ayes 63, noes 57. Clause 2 as amended will stand part. The question is that clause 3 stand part. Clause 3 is the principal act amended. Darian Fenton.
Thank you, Mr Chair. I was really looking forward to taking a call on the last clause, but however, I will make do on this one because